Hey everybody, this is Terry. I want to give everybody a quick update on what I've been up to the last 3 weeks. I think on my last video, my Model A chassis was up at the front of the garage and I was doing some final assembly stuff on it. Well, I finished all that up and I've got it moved to the back of the shop. I still need to cover it up a little bit. There's been some stuff I've been looking at. I went ahead and painted the brackets that hold the condenser on, so that thing is a done deal. It doesn't have to come off again. And because of that, I went ahead and finalized some of the joints by putting new seals in and tightening them up. I did that all the way through the air conditioning compressor. Now the only thing that has to be done is where it goes, the bulkhead fitting, where it goes into the bulkhead fitting on the firewall, and the dryer. And that's all done. I've been looking at vacuum lines because I'm trying to minimize some of the ugly up here, and this has always been kind of a temporary deal. This one, it goes to the vacuum modulator on the transmission. I think what I'm going to do is I think Speedways and Jags and all them kind of magazines sell vacuum line that has steel braided version of that, whichever size you are going to use. So I think that's the direction I'm going to go with that. That'll pretty this up a little bit, especially when the actual heater hoses that I'm going to use are installed on here. It'll give something to tie this onto and tie it in with. The one up here, see that one there, that big one there is going to come around here and go along the side of this valve cover down, and it's going to go into this hole here down there, and then it'll come out this hole here and go into the power brake booster. What's going to happen there, and when the wiring is being done up here again, there's a couple red wires that go to the alternator, or a red wire going to the alternator. I think I'm going to get a piece of stainless steel tubing and bend it up, and then bend back here, bend it down, and then weld a couple tabs on to pick up two of the mounting locations that hold the valve cover on. Is the direction I thought I'd go with that. That'll be probably about the prettiest I'll be able to look. I'm not into the whole hiding all the wiring and all that. I'm not into that. This is what I've got. If I can get it out. I did a couple test bends on with one of the tubing benders that I have. That one didn't work out very good, so I went to a different one, and it seemed to work out pretty good. So I just need to cut it and figure out where I need to bend it, and then weld a couple tabs on there. That's my plan on that. So now that that's done, or as done as I'm going to go with for right now, I can go ahead and cover it up. And that's what I'm going to end up doing here shortly, is covering it up. I've got all the fenders out of the basement. So all this stuff was being stored in my basement. I did get the rotisserie back out and kind of threw together a little bit of a conglomeration to hold all these so I could work both sides of them easily. And that's what I've got there. This was all just kind of cobbled together with some stuff that I had and some 5/16 round rod that I had. Now that it's all said and done, it would have been better to probably use 3/8 because these are actually pretty heavy now that they're all one assembly. But this will allow me to at least, do my work and be able to move them around and rotate them around and just make it a little bit easier on me. So that's what's going on there. I probably could have used a little bit thicker walled steel here. And I'm not really sure that it would have made a difference. I think it still would have sagged. That's why I put this little gusset support deal in there. I know it looks really nice. It actually does serve its job. It does rotate around really fairly easily. So Then we got the roll pan. Mounted it up so I could do my work on that. Same with the grill. I had to cut this apart. I got too close inboard here, so I wanted to move it out a little bit, so that's what I did with that. And then I got some miscellaneous parts on this hanger here. A lot of this stuff will go right back downstairs after it's painted, and that way the dogs can walk on it. One thing, the front fender, the whole front fender assembly is going to go on the vehicle as soon as they're painted and buffed. I'll bring all the brackets that relate to this up and bolt them on and go ahead and hang them on the truck and get them out of the way. The back fenders, after they're painted, they'll go back downstairs. The roll pan, the grill, they'll go back downstairs, and a majority of these parts that are right here will go back downstairs. What I'm trying to do is make the most out of every paint day I have, because when I paint out here, I have to get all this stuff out of here. I cover up all my rollaways, and a lot of the machinery gets covered up. So whenever I paint something, I try to get the most bang for my buck, is what I try to do. What else? Oh, I finally broke down and bolted this to the floor. This is a nice paint shaker. I tried to make it so I didn't have to bolt it to the floor, because I don't like bolting machines to the floor, because that makes it seems so permanent to me. But this thing here was walking all over the place. I tried to get away from that by just sheer weighting the hell out of it and putting rubber underneath it as a foot for it, and it wasn't having it. It still ended up beating its way through the wall. So I went ahead and, you see this bolt here, there's another one on the other side, welded up a nice thick steel deal and 2 anchors right through the floor, and it kind of put it in check. All I got to worry about now is making sure I keep the lid on the paint can. But yeah, that's what I've got on that. I went ahead and finally did something with that. That thing's really heavy. So by getting that done, it allowed me to be able to put my cherry picker away. The cherry picker's been out for like 4 months, and I've been having to work around it. So I was able to finally put that up now that I got that thing done. One other thing I was going to tell you about was this third brake light I got from Max Automotive Antique. I've always wanted a third brake light on this truck. Not really so much for the modernness of it, but for the safety of it. So I bought this one. It is probably a $38 deal. It's an LED thing. It's probably a little bit overpriced, I would say, but anyway, it is what it is. But I was thinking I was going to be mounting that somewhere in that area there. It has, if you can see, it has, let's see that? You can't really see that. But anyway, it has, yeah, right there, it has 2 bolts that are adjustable side to side to within you can probably get over an inch of adjustment side to side to kind of control where you are bolting it. So I think I can probably make a bracket and pick up these 2 center holes here. This bezel that goes on here, around here, is going to be chrome plated. So I'll just bend up and paint up a little bracket that'll accept these 2 holes here, and that's what will hold that on. And this is kind of ugly on the back side of it, so my bracket will be shaped something like the profile of that to help cover that up, I guess. So anyway, guys, that's where I'm at. I just wanted to give an update on what I've been up to. Takes a long time to sandblast all this stuff. Even though that little sandblast tank does a good job, it's still a lot of work. It's dirty work. But anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.